welcome to the AntiSlaveryLeague.com's podcast. The mission of the Anti-Slavery League is to fight corporate, government, and fiscal coercion in all of its forms. While true that we are all one, this world we are inhabiting calls on all of us to make many choices, for good or evil. In the Anti-Slavery League's weekly podcast, Joe and Mike discuss a wide range of topics, from mind control in all its forms to spiritual issues, symbology, and current events. Thank you for joining us today, and please feel free to leave a comment if any issue we've discussed today has resonated with you.
Me awake and hit me with the hand of broken nail. You tied my lead and pulled my chain to watch my blood begin to boil. But I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run.
Alright, are we recording now? Oh, we can't. That's podcast 11.
Oh yeah, now I was reading.
That's the devil's number.
I scored the good 30 cents book yesterday. I was at the second-hand shop, the 30 cent book. Noam Chomsky on September 11th about all his interviews about.
Well, he doesn't talk about September 11th.
He did about 10 days afterwards. He was fucking talking all over it.
He's a gatekeeper.
He's a bloody fuck. Oh, you want to read that bloody wild guy? The way that I'd love
He's
to
a
talk
tool.
to him. He's a tool. He's fucking There's parts of it that sort of
He's like, oh, look at this bad and that's bad and liberalism is good and.
Well, in a sense, but he said, hey, fucking America had it coming.
No, it didn't.
Well, he says basically, what reaction to violence has America ever done on its rampage around the world? None.
It's got nothing.
There'd be no reaction to violence on their own soil. It was the first time since 1812, he said, that there had actually been.
And funny enough, it was done by American politicians. He didn't mention that.
Well, 6 days afterwards, who knows?
Everyone knew.
He did mention a lot of Saudi Arabia. He did mention a lot of Bin Laden.
Yeah, all the shit that we're supposed to be looking at instead. Where's my fucking coffee cup?
I don't know, mate.
No, I did run it through again, Joe. I was a little weak. A little weak. I'm sorry. Well,
no, go work some more. So it's number 11, the devil's number, eh?
Well, that's not the devil's number, but the occultists like the number 11 because that includes the Seraphoth or whatever. Seraphoth, all those little. Yeah, no, it's been better today. Much better.
I was hoping for you.
My wife gave me some homeopathy remedy.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You can always
It might have helped. I don't know. It might have helped.
You need to get some of them, like I said.
They did taste like little sugar pills, but
yeah, they do.
I was thinking maybe this is helping. I have open mind.
Make sure. How did you hold it? You don't hold it.
Seeing as my.
It's just take it out of the package and put it in your mouth. You don't really put your own. If you put your outside buzz on, it's not very good.
Yeah, because it's supposed to alter your chemistry of your psychic energy and
It's a
stuff.
tiny little gem, mate. Tiny little gem.
Yeah, I was reading this really interesting article by this dude the other day that was talking about how our bodies, we're blinking in and out of existence like several times a second.
Yeah, that's on. I'm full firm believer.
We have a continuity of consciousness, but it's not really.
We're here and not there at the same time.
Right, and so he's saying, well, you can totally recreate your body. In fact, your body is all the cells are replaced in your bones every whatever, and you hear different numbers. Like some people say every 7 years, some people say every year.
Pseudoscience, man.
pseudoscience,
Yeah.
but even science these days is pseudoscience.
Of course,
so.
I've been reading quite a good book lately about that, what science is and what a scientist are. What scientists are. And I think I told the public about it last week, the 800 people who are interested in us of the last month. That is a Princeton University Press, which really good writing, really good information, quite sways, but at the same time does question our... it looks at the great historical scientists and thought masters, and sees that they were actually intuitive beings. They were actually beings who.
A
learned
lot of them
from
were
mistakes.
alchemists and mystics and magicians and
Newton, possibly the last of them.
no, he wasn't. But
One of the last.
what a proper definition of a scientist would be: a person that is intent on discovering the truth of things. And that would be the best definition right there. Not somebody that holds a dogmatic belief like a religious person and excuses all information that doesn't fall in line with that.
Well, this cat went on to talking writing about this Princeton University guy writing about a small chapter on pseudoscience. It's quite an interesting little chapter actually. Brought up to Velikovsky, this whole.
But he wasn't a pseudoscientist. He was a real scientist. He was completely.
This is the interesting thing, because obviously Princeton Press.
Well, those are the tools. Those are the. That's the education arm of our overlord masters.
This is the reason partly why I'm reading it, Mike, just to see what the Princeton University master thinks of.
Yeah, they hate Velikovsky.
I didn't know he was the 50s. I thought he was.
He's hated. He's the most hated. This guy Tazarian was talking about him. Yeah, he was because he was running completely counter to their dogma.
Totally.
Yeah, so I mean, and they shouldn't have any fucking dogma.
And so I mean, and this is interesting. This book's written about 1999, so it's not it's a certain rise, but not really the rise. Okay? And that's why I like to read some of these books that are based in that time now, because it is fucking 15 years ago, man.
Yeah.
And and people and the world's advanced in some sense, but it devolved in a hell of a lot of other senses.
Right.
So, and Velikovsky, similarly to that guy talking about the Saturn theory.
That is Velikovsky. That started with Velikovsky.
In a sense, yeah, but I mean, well, this Princeton Press is, I mean, he's really bloody well fucking priced it down to a paragraph and saying there's no maths, there's no real science, and if you don't use the maths, you don't use the science, you don't use the physics, you ain't got nobody.
What you have is still an idea. You can entertain it.
Yeah, and who's to say he's not fucking wrong?
That's where these people go wrong. They think that certain ideas shouldn't be entertained. I think all ideas should be entertained.
Well, that's why I like that screw theory solar system rather than the record player solar system.
Yeah, it's looking like it's a record player though.
Yeah.
Because the as above, so below. And all you have to do is look at the Milky Way, and that's been compressed into a disk as well. So
we say.
Well, there's a lot that goes on with gravity and electromagnetism and things, and there's a lot of things going on that a lot of complications, ins and outs.
That's right.
Yeah. So you've been
pseudoscience. I mean, this is the world of pseudoscience. Is the net. It's fucking just got so many theories out there that sort of have a candle flame that doesn't really burn high. It's like maybe we agreed 2 weeks ago about the helical sun movement with the screw.
Well, no, I don't disagree with it. I will entertain that. I mean, until I get out and get some perspective
it's still
on
to be
it.
Sort of quite a record player anyway. In a sense, it's still going this way, but it's fucking.
I do think there is something to the elliptical theory. However, I'll entertain that just as readily as I'll entertain that it's flat. Because I really don't know.
No, I mean
that to me is the real key thing. That's right. The real key thing is to always bring yourself back to like, okay, well, I'll entertain that and I'll get some value from that and maybe get some insight and which one's taking me further. Where am I getting more insight and where am I making more connections? And well, that seems truer then until you have the ability. Now, on the other hand, if you say as above, so below, how does a electron fly around a proton? I mean, they don't really have any pictures of that, do they?
I've been reading a wee bit about that, trying to expand my mind a wee bit, folks. I tell you what, the whole the shell theory of what this is. and that's quite an advanced type of thing to get your head around anyway.
Right.
And that's what the Princeton guy has done with his very small fucking praisies. They are quite fucking very quick and cutting. You know, basically you read about X-rays and then you start seeing, oh, okay, then that's how these cats start thinking that, okay, it's all vibrating in some way, and in some way electricity can go through it because of its shell casings, basically, and some can't. And that gives the difference between things that take current and things that don't.
Right. Weird. And that's all the true scientist has done. He's made enough connections, and he's like, oh well, this is repeatable.
It's repeatable by somebody else, and that's what they like to have. That's why they're a fraternity. That's why they make
the reason they're a fraternity is because they were all brought together by the Illuminati fucking overlords, and they want to keep a fucking. They want to keep a lid on things.
Here's like, Sarah Lee and her coffee beans too. She's probably a fucking Illuminati biatch too. Sarah Lee is.
Cheers.
She rolls it, folds it, rolls it again.
Shit like Nikola Tesla. Now you can't tell me Nikola Tesla was some goofball because he and we wouldn't have any power in our computer right now.
We wouldn't have electric motors from 3 volts onwards.
We wouldn't have Wi-Fi. We wouldn't have. And so this dude.
And he's not even mentioned. And go to any second-hand shop once again. Second-hand shops, I love them. You go to any second-hand shop, look up any fucking encyclopedia from anywhere, look up Nikola Tesla.
He gets
anything mentioned, it'll be he made the induction motor.
Right.
And that's about it.
Well, the alternating current and then direct current.
AC induction
he gets
motor.
Credit for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's basically the credit. Other than the radio system that Marconi took over.
Marconi didn't invent that shit.
No.
He gets credit.
Then you look at it, heaps of cats are doing this all over the fucking show. It's just who gets the nudge.
Yeah.
Nudge ahead, and who gets pulled back.
Right. No, the fact of the matter is that the main sponsor of Nikola Tesla, died on the Titanic, okay? And he was, some people think the whole reason that ship was brought down was because of that guy, because he was bucking the system.
No, it's an
they wanted the idea of absolutely free power. Think what the world would be like with absolutely free power.
Think about it, folks.
Think about it.
Imagine.
You don't fucking deserve it, you lazy sods. You lazy sacks of
just
shit.
Just to play your fucking shit bloody world.
Just pay your fucking power bill and shut up.
Actually,
we just lost another listener.
Power bills. Yeah. I got mine sent.
Did you mail it back? Sign it?
This is funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I mailed it back. I signed it. I initialed it. Mm-hmm. And it looks like a check. Mm-hmm. But mine's in credit. Oh. Isn't it funny? Look at my bank account. There's an extra $280 in my bank account.
Whoa.
You know.
Wow. I don't know.
And I was $280 in credit. And I looked at my bank account this week. Hey, fucking hell. This is like, I thought, man, this is the only thing I haven't looked into, because I'll go down to the bank one day and ask, how did I get this extra, just to see.
But you've never paid them $280.
No, they're on credit. I'd have. I paid them,
you have?
When I started, mate, I pay them $40 every week, but it's always ticking up, because I turn, I'm a week away, I turn everything off.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a week they owe me.
Wow.
Anyways, so I sent this back the other day. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing I can think of that would crank my bank account up extra fucking $280.
Well, you can go online. That's if you don't.
No, I don't go online. That's why I asked to get paper. So I'll see next time my paper bill and see if it's down to zero.
You'll be the last one. You and some old lady.
No, because I'll keep on sending back even if it's a fucking positive.
Yeah. No, I mean, you'll be the last one getting a paper receipt from the bank.
Anyway, so we jumped from power.
No, it's all right. We jumped. The Nikola Tesla, okay? Is that pseudoscience? No. They just free energy was a reality.
He didn't even mention him, this Princeton cunt, at all.
No, he won't mention him because this is the thing. These guys, it's like a religion, Joe.
Yeah.
And this is, since I was young, the one thing I noticed about religion, I thought, well, gee, all these people really are just into agreeing with each other. That's what this is all about. I mean, we get together.
No, I don't agree with you there, Mike.
Well, that's why we're not at church, right? Yeah. It's okay. We don't need to agree. Yeah. That should be okay with every human being. We don't need to agree. It's like, here's an idea. That's, I was talking to, actually, you haven't been around, but I was probably talking to Amarangi about that. And here's an idea that people believe that's fucking bollocks, okay? The more people believe something, the truer it is. True or false? False!
Joseph Goebbels. The bigger the lie, the more they'll believe it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is like when, like everybody, the more people that believe something doesn't mean it's truer. It just means more people fucking believe something is not true. And this Tazarian is like touching on this in this philosophy book of his I'm reading. It's like, okay, so you've got a philosophy you've arrived at through years of study and thinking about things and pondering things, and now you want to get people on board with it, right?
Well,
why? Is that going to make it truer? No.
It's only yours.
It's only yours. That's right. You own that. Yeah. There's a lot of value in thinking that way.
I got an 8:30 call this morning regarding that type. Well, I won't say, but basically, it was that kind of vein. I think that you should be doing this about you.
Oh, really?
And to the point of where basically it was I had to say, instead of getting, I was fucking shaking with anger. I was going, fucking who the fuck? But you think you can just tell me and sit her to do things when you're not even interested anyway.
No.
Instead I said, thank you for your advice.
Yeah.
It's been very helpful.
Yeah.
Now
Piss off.
have a good day with your Easter egg hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye.
Right. Well, yes, people are, and they tend to be family members more than, but sometimes close friends too.
Well, ex-family members who used to be great close friends. Or
exes, or people you're married to, or because other people tend not to give enough of a shit to really,
well, there's give enough shit, and then there's sort of faux care, turning it into I really concerned when you're really not, and you'd rather fucking say you're not, but you can't.
Exactly. I've had zero tolerance for that most of my life, to tell you the truth. I'm famous for it in my family.
It was fine tolerances today, Mike.
Yeah.
Fine tolerances.
Well, I mean, I'll listen to. I won't tell them to fuck off, but I'll be thinking it. I mean, I'll be politely, basically telling him like, yeah, fine, great, thanks for that's pretty much what you said. Thanks for the advice.
Thanks for the advice.
I'm gonna do what I do, and now you remember not to bother giving me advice because I'm gonna do whatever I fucking want to do. The people are silly. A lot of the problem is they're dialed into this fucking media fed illusionary fucking reality that thinks like, this is the thing, you're alone, we're all alone. That doesn't mean we can't have friendship and comradeship and love and connection with family, but ultimately you're alone with yourself, your thoughts, your life, your energy. And people can have an opinion about that. What's it really mean, though? It doesn't mean anything. They don't know why. You could even if you tell someone, oh, this is why I'm doing this, you're still using language, which is a construct. They may have a completely different understanding of what you're saying than what you do.
With the beautiful thing with our Don't Panic fucking Babelfish machine, we actually can get definition of agreeance anyway. I mean, sort of hanging with this young fella up north the last few days, and he had crashed, and so he had an injury into his brain, and he's starting to he's starting to actually perceive things.
Yeah.
He's actually sort of fucking wiring it. He didn't who knows, but he's sort of just saying, all my cousins don't think like me anymore.
Yeah.
I went round to the house and they were watching people getting their heads real fucking YouTube shit or whatever it is. People actually get fucking Saudi Arabian style fucking killed, and I said, well, this is it, mate. They're from a low empathic. I said, did you keep on watching? Well, yeah, but you didn't really, I said, well, this is the low empathic nature that people have been driven to. People have been brought up to about that point, and that's where it gets to. I said, this is also preparation. This is willed by the powers that should not be. It's preparation for your low empathic mind to not look at any fucking hardship that's going to come up in the future.
Well, I don't know exactly why they do it, but it's fact that people underestimate the impressions that are put on their subconscious mind. Like when you see somebody actually killed, you know, that is... You can, in fact, just today I was looking at my phone newspaper thing. It says, why do people forget? I didn't even read the article because I know why people forget. We forget or we'd be fucking insane. We'd be, every bad thing that ever happened to us, every horror thing we saw, everything would be right there on us all the time. We forget because our brain or whatever
puts it back in the file.
It protects us, right?
The protection file. That's right.
That's absolutely right, and all the traumas and stuff. If you, in fact, I'm sure you've experienced this too, where you remember some trauma from your youth or whatever, and you feel that bad feeling, and you go, "Whoa, yeah, I don't really like this," you know.
Yeah. I suppose a lot of the time, I look at myself and I think, if I'm in that type of traumatised, I look at the old trauma. I don't think any type of real trauma wasn't really pain. I remember being there's a couple of submission type of situations that occurred to me in my time, and there wasn't. It's not good for me.
No, it's not good for any of us.
But it's put back there.
I was remembering this little girl that I think her family was fucking satanic.
Oh yeah.
Because I was about 7 or so.
Ogling. It's cool.
No, I was about 7 or so, and young, and we had there was a little kid living next door. Was a bit younger, and every now and again I would go over there and see if you wanted to play or whatever, and we'd play. But just down the street a little ways was this girl. And for some reason, she didn't want me hanging out with this kid. Probably because she felt she should be hanging out with him or something. I don't know what her trip was. But one day she brought me this cup and she says, "Here, some pudding," right? With a spoon in it. "Here, try some." Well, I did. You know what it was? It wasn't pudding.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, what a nasty little fuckwit.
It was shit.
Yeah, obviously.
That is a fucking traumatic experience that I still, every time I think about that, I go, what a fucking evil little cunt. You know? And I bet she was fucking being ritually abused there. And this is typical suburbia, too. I mean, not white picket fences. It was too new of a development to have white picket fences. But, oh, man.
Well, that's not a good one.
Yeah. But, no, I think our brain protects us. And that's the other thing is too is like if you've got too much stuff crowding in your conscious attention from the past, it's going to fuck you up. Like my dog dreams, and all pets seem to dream. I can see his eyes flickering, and I can hear him going, "Urf."
Wow. So his stripes, eh? His stripes work.
Okay.
Anyway, we're just ogling again.
Joe's ogling. I'm a married man.
Hang on.
Not that keeps me.
She's quite well put together for a...
Yeah, no, she's had a couple kids with thick and everything. I don't know why people bother coming here on Easter. Don't they know this is New Zealand?
Nothing goes on in Easter, New Zealand.
Nothing. It's so dead.
In fact, hitchhiking up north today will be a bitch.
Are you going up there today?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll go get back up if I could do some work. I'm coming down and look after the kids next week.
All right. Yeah, so anyway, if you've got all these memories pressing on you, getting the pets, this is the phenomenon of dreaming, that when you, it's just like us, when we wake from a dream, it's like, actually sometimes I'll get up and take a leak and I go, what was I just dreaming about? And I really kind of remember some impressions, but I don't even remember what it actually was.
Yeah.
And put this idea that pets don't do this because they'd like fucking jump over an imaginary fence or something. They'd be reacting to imaginary shit. You can't do that and survive, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to anthropomorphisize too much about
Oh, well, pets do dream.
Dreaming pets.
Whether they remember them or not is debatable. But yeah, no, they're clearly dreaming. Yeah, no, I heard Denny barking and yeah. Yeah, no, he's dreaming. That's not, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows what they're dreaming about? Might just be red dots.
I got a few topics I wrote down.
Well, cool. That's on your new phone. It's all
well, not only that, I'm using this Evernote thing, which is pretty fucking clever.
Oh.
Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't got it.
Okay, well, like, I have a little notepad thing that came with my phone, but I can send that to Evernote, and then I can organize all my stuff. Like, I have an ASL folder now. It's all synced on all my devices. I can do little handwritten notes. I could put a picture in there. Look, here's a recipe for how to make crispy potatoes in the oven. I've always wanted to master that, you know?
Yeah.
It said scrape them with a fork.
Yep. Maybe.
Okay, so you have more edges that are going to get.
Parboil them a wee bit with scraping and fork. Yeah. Parboil them for about 5 minutes with a tablespoon of sugar.
Okay.
And then the sugar brings out the sugars of the potato. Also, it might be an idea just to fucking not peel them at all, because then you got.
Yeah, no, I won't peel them. Fuck that. A grocery list, you know.
Yes.
Anyway.
A list of
my thing. Anyway, it's cool. So there's a couple. Now I'm not really doing much Facebook, so this ain't coming from Facebook, but they've found a way to throw Facebook in front of me too. That's very slick. And this Flipboard, it looks just like a magazine. Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to give him any of my time.
Convoys.
Can you read that? Topics, ASL. Supreme Court endorses slavery. This was an interesting article I read a couple weeks ago now, where wedding photographers are approached by a lesbian couple. And the wedding photographers say, no, we don't want to shoot your wedding. So they get sued. The photographers. Because they're Christians or whatever.
Because they don't like lesbians.
I don't know.
They just didn't take the job.
They didn't take the job.
The lesbians got.
If they were foolish, they probably says, yeah, we don't shoot no lesbian weddings. You know?
Not for Bilf and Milf.
But the fact of the matter is, you should be able, if you're in business, to say,
no?
It's like we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Yeah, I don't want to contract with you. I don't like fucking lesbians.
It's not about lesbians or anything. I just don't feel like contracting with you, thank you.
I don't like muff munchers.
That's right. Tongue at the fender with her.
Anyway, this went all the way up to Supreme Court, and they won.
America.
Yes, they won against the photographers. If you can believe that shit, that's slavery right there. Yeah.
You don't want to. You're not allowed to.
They got sued.
To refuse the right
they have to settle. They have to pay those the lesbians for not shooting their wedding because they didn't want to photograph lesbians.
Yeah, see, this is America for you.
It's not just America, dude. You know, in fact, more and more, it's, you're gonna.
You wouldn't let a judge just say, "Hey, mate, fucking go." When you go.
When you hear about the roots of America, I'm more and more. I'm over all these divisions. There's one government.
It's a corporation.
It's a corporation, all right, and it goes back to fucking Atlantis, Egypt, and comes up, rears its head through Venice, and then they go to Holland. And then they go to England, and then you wonder why this little country, England, conquers 1/4 of the landmass of the planet. How is that possible? Well, because they have all the force and fury of these. And there's a bit of an off-world link in too, according to Tazarian, but he thinks that that this evil that was in Atlantis was basically arrived here from another planet and was on the run, and it's being contained here. They can't leave. There's a shield or a stargate or something that keeps them here. And so a lot of the impetus in history is for them to try and get the technology up so that they can find a way off this planet. And it's not a bad theory. I've heard much worse. Anyway, even if you ignore all that, you just have to look at Vatican, England,
You just hear the Pope.
Freemasons. both light and dark Masons started America, but America just paid. Their whole new thing was like, yeah, hey, you're free. You're totally free. We're just going to write on your subconscious minds with our pens, but you can go anywhere you want. You know, it's free range is what we are, not free.
Free range slavery.
And this New Zealand is no different. Yeah, some things are different. Like, it's all shut down on fucking Easter. I mean, it wouldn't be like that in the States. There are differences, but people here aren't any different. They're not.
People here are ridiculous.
Well, they drive shitty, I'll tell you that. But I won't get into that.
Oh, the brain damage, that's all just fucking highly brain damaged people.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think you can look at the difference in East and West, but like, because in China they never even gave lip service to freedom, really. I guess in this communism, but even then it's like you didn't get freedom. You got the right to work for the company store.
Yeah, right.
But they thought, but look how
there's even a city in China that's kept like 1950s communist China just so this is the last of the way it was.
They still probably think they're communists. I've been watching a little bit of that series. Maybe you told me about the KGB that are in America.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because they're like, they don't have morals like we do.
Yeah.
You know, these Americans, they don't have morals like we do. You know, we're freeing the world.
I know.
You know,
they mind controlled that couple.
Wow, I mean, and
how's the old the ear piercing moment? That's pretty cool.
I haven't seen it.
No,
I'm wearing a whole other season.
The first movie.
I haven't seen it. We're just watching it on TV. I didn't download it. No.
Okay, no, the first is fucking.
Oh, the other thing you're into this is fucking Vikings. Did Emma tell you about it? It's so good, Joe. Oh God.
Vikings.
Oh, it's great. This guy, they sail in west. Okay, they used to sail east.
Yep.
Because they didn't think there was anything west.
Yep.
And then this guy, he sails west, and he runs into this monastery, and they're just there, you know.
Oh, yeah, they wasted.
They took everything. Yeah, they plundered.
One of these guys.
They didn't rape because it was.
Fight?
They didn't fight. They were praying. In fact, it was funny, haha. But the main scene where the main whatever you call the head monk, he starts gibbering in Latin. That's probably why he got killed. You know, because the one thing these Vikings seem to take very seriously is like they're sailing into where's nowhere. One of the guys starts going off. He's like, "This is a waste of time. This ship is." Didn't get a chance to say cursed because they slit his throat. Because they took things like curses very seriously.
Don't even say the word curse. You did.
No, you would.
Did and say cursed.
Yeah. So no, Vikings. I am enjoying that. We're really enjoying it.
Oh, it's choice. No,
We're really digging that.
I
don't know what it's writing on our subconscious brain.
Oh well, it's
It's History Channel though, so there's no tits. It's not as good as like Spartacus or whatever that would
History
be.
Channel.
Well, MGM and History Channel.
Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Yeah.
So internet is killing
languages.
Oh, languages.
Yeah, I know.
Language.
I'm trying to relearn cursive writing. That's another thing.
It's quite good. Languages.
I messed up. I get messed up because I was forced to start printing my papers in school when I was about 12.
Oh yeah.
They thought my handwriting was too small, or who fuck knows what this stupid bitch was on about.
No, they're all like that.
You know, she was, in hindsight as an adult, I could see she was a clueless fucking cow. But as a child, I had no clue that she was clueless.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I've been printing for 30 years, and it's a lot slower than cursive.
That's right.
So I'm relearning cursive.
I know it's pretty fast and well.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to, because I can do cursive on my phone now. I make little notes, and it's nice to. Anyway, apparently there's like a language dying every year, a couple languages dying every year. There's 7,000 languages on the planet. And, you know, most of them aren't going to survive the next 100 years. It's going to be English and Chinese, I reckon, and maybe Hindu. Actually, I don't think Hindu would even survive because they all speak English over there. Not all of them, but anyone educated in India speaks English.
Even my cooks, they both speak Hindi to each other all the time. People come into the shop, Hindi.
Maybe it will. I mean, that's a big chunk of the population of the world right
They speak
there.
English too.
Yeah,
They speak English so well, so fast you can't even understand it.
right.
We like a curry bag with that. Oh, I just bought a curry.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be French too, because the French will just be there surrounded, speaking their French.
Oh, yes.
They will.
Dirty, yeah.
But no, I thought that was interesting how the internet's killing languages. Because why? Because you want to learn something, it's probably in English, and
You want to think something.
you're going to wait for that information to be translated into your language? Good luck with that.
Good luck with
Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah, if I can translate English to Russian, go on.
Yeah, no, what a colossal waste of time. Of course, Google's getting pretty good at that translating stuff too. And
Yeah, we did that one time. We had a person staying over and we wrote them a note in Swiss.
yeah.
We are poor artists. We hope you are rich millionaire.
I used to use a little bit of that when I was dating the Latinas. That would
Poor
be
artist.
handy for that.
Yeah.
If you kept it simple. So no, that was topic number 2. The police are out of control.
Oh yeah. Well, if we didn't know about that.
Well, what's interesting though is that I'm seeing cracks in the mainstream there. It's like there really are people, more and more people becoming aware of these police abusing their
Own rights.
the militarization of the police. I mean, in this photo, for example, using SWAT to break up a poker. What do you call it? A poker party, whatever.
Yeah, so basically just, everyone's going in with big, huge guns and...
Well, they had a plant in the what do you call it when people get together and play poker? It's a
it's a bloody
it's a
casino.
word for
It's
it.
a folk
Well, no, it's just a bunch of dudes playing, but they like gambling, and that's illegal,
Just having a shops gamble.
But I guess one of them was a plant in there, and he kept driving the ante up, tried to get over 2,000. And once it gets over 2,000 in the pot, it's time to bring in SWAT. And why is that? Well, because they got fucking guns, and they got to use them. We got to SWAT. What are we going to do? Sit around and drink coffee all day? Yeah. There's not enough real threats for us.
No, you get on the scanner and find out, it's not, I don't hear the scanner
Do they
all
have
the time.
SWAT here in Finger Ray?
They call it Armed Defender Squad. Always ready, mate. AOF.
Yeah. Against what? What? What the fuck is out here?
If I'm going inside and saying, what a fucking joyous cricket game we're having, I'm just going to go and get the other cricket bat. And you come out like that. The neighbour next door might think that you're walking around going, fuck, blah, 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 I've got a fucking cricket bat. And ring up to them and SWAT.
Oh, we need SWAT for that.
Then they'll come up and there's a cricket bat, mate. They'll there's
and they have automatic weapons.
There's a young boy in Taranaki died about 11 or so years ago with a golf club. Admittedly, he was bloody swinging around like an egg, but this local cop from Taranaki, you can't remember his name, but he had a vendetta with the family and everything, so he just shot him.
Yeah, statistic I heard. You're something like 7 times more likely to die from a police attack than a terrorist.
Now that's interesting because outside the Wellsford Police shop halfway down to Auckland, the Wellsford Police Company headquarters, it's got identify your target, know your target before you shoot.
Yeah.
They're talking about hunting.
Yeah.
Really, I really want to get past there about 2 a.m. and still police, please identify your target before shooting.
Well, somebody was stuffing in newspapers little flyers saying, "Kill a police, save a life, kill a policeman." Then the police were like, not looking kindly upon that. Well, but this is the kind of shit that's coming up more and more. And this is Pasio was making this point on one of his newer podcasts because someone called in and said, how do these evil Illuminati fuckers get away with this stuff? And he's like,
they don't.
They do get away. I mean, karmatically is what he's talking about. Karma.
They don't really get away with it.
Well, no, I think their karma is certainly colored by their attitudes about life, but the fact of the matter is if you are the policeman and you are the one cuffing somebody, taking their rights away, taking their weed away, beating on them or killing them, that is your karma.
Yeah.
You're the one that's going to be reborn
Yeah.
as a fucking banana slug or something
right.
like that.
There's nothing to do with the Illuminati on that one.
No, they're not the ones, even though they says, hey, you know, you guys go out and kill some people, you know, here's some guns, you know. But there's, it's a rising, as the police that they hire have gotten stupider, and the population, it's easier because the population in general is so stupid and uneducated
We've
and
been
unread.
educated by this since the South African police system used to go through their own streets with the very similar, tanks with no big turrets on them, and policemen armed.
Yeah.
And you know, one of I can't remember the guy. I remember seeing him on TV. It was like 15 years ago. He said South Africa had it all sussed basically, except 30 years too early.
Yeah, right.
So we're seeing the echoes of that. When I was 11 and 9 and 8,
Yeah.
I remember big bulldozers going through Palestine and similar big black machines going through Johannesburg, doing not too dissimilar things to different people, of course, but a police-run situation going through and taking people away from their own life.
Right.
You're getting treated worse than slaves, folks.
Yeah, no, well, but again, getting back into this America thing, this was the template. It's like, oh, you're free. Yeah, you're totally free.
Yeah, stop.
Stop
there, freeze.
We just put every idea into your head, you know.
That's freeze.
Yeah, but you're free to, walk around and move to another country if you want, which we also control completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're free.
Totally.
We're just going to take your fucking eggs and sell them in the fucking store.
For cheaper than we bought them for.
Right. Oh, you rhymed. Police out of control. That's always a good one to talk about. And I like to get on police all the time because again, they are the boot that is on our neck.
The dogs.
If these people that were given the orders didn't have anyone to follow those orders, we wouldn't have any problem. We'd have zero problem. And that's one of the things Pasio is touching on in this last thing. He says he'll start having faith that things are changing when they can't find anyone to be a policeman or a soldier. When they can't hire anybody, then we'll know things are changing. And the other thing he recommended, and he was I put it on your phone.
That was the rant.
He's ranting. But he says if your husband is a police officer, leave him.
Yeah.
Tell him I'm not sponsoring what you do.
I think a lot of police officer guys get their wives and move away from them. I think.
Oh yeah. Well, why? They're fucking soul-destroyed tools, and that's the greatest sin you could do is to follow an order. Okay.
Well, yeah, and it's the thing. But get back to soul-destroyed tools. I mean, if you're just a whole bunch of young 18-year-olds all, at the end of the night, let's just watch fucking people get their heads chopped off. You're a soul-destroyed tool.
Pretty much soul-destroyed. Yeah.
Your tool. Your tool is that you leave that place with less empathy than you came with, and
you don't see the value of empathy.
That is the tool. That is the tool of the Illuminati.
It's that psychotic...
The black Illuminati, because I wouldn't like... Illuminated means fucking,
Right, the dark Illuminati. It's good to make a distinction.
A black illuminated dark fucking fuckwits, and once again, you could... butter would melt in the mouth, because it has nothing to do with them, really. They're up there. They're in the top echelon.
Right.
They don't even look at the papers to see what the stock markets are.
Well, a lot of these Satanists too, they don't really believe in a spiritual world, afterworld, afterlife. They're into the ego and the body. The ego body, which you can't separate the two. The ego and the body are. You can't have one without the other, really. Well, you can. You can have a body without an ego, but you call it the comatose vegetable.
It's called the fluox or the fluclox or the Prozac.
Another thing I've been that Tazarian's been talking about. He talks about how people create this. We touched on this last podcast too. People create these pseudo selves to deal with the pseudo world, and I think you probably like myself have been I've been sensitive to this my whole life. And some people I've automatically loathed and didn't want to have anything to do with, even when I was very small. And the difference between when I was very small and now is that now I just I put up my shield and they just bounce right off, you know. But when I was young, my mom might force me to have to interact with these people. I'll never forget my mom hauling me in the back room because I told some lady, says, I don't like you. Why don't I like you? Because you're fake. You're a fake pseudo cunt, you know. But people are doing it that seem really nice and perfectly well adjusted, and that's a sign right there. You know, you seem perfectly well adjusted, and you're fitting into this situation. It could be a problem, because you killed your soul and replaced it with a pseudo self, and this is why you feel lonely. Okay, you feel lonely because there's nothing inside you anymore, right? You need to fill your time with extraneous stuff coming from outside you, people. Right? Usually people partying, fucking rugby games. I don't know.
Oh, partying and tell me about it. Fucking I cleaned up bloody the mess of the party last night in my hallway because it's my job.
Oh, with this young girls, any of those come in?
Oh yeah.
Snuggle with you?
Real nice. No, I wish so. But this little fucking brunette thing. She runs. Her name's Cleo or Chloe or something.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bloody Grecian seeming thing. But I'm only there once a week, but you know, walk around.
Well, that is for now.
Hey, give him an Easter egg a couple of weeks back, you know. Give him an Easter bunny hop.
You're a dirty old man. Okay.
Dirty old man. That's right.
Eric.
Actually, we're quite good. They're very good, actually, good neighbours. If you ever hear the podcast, neighbours.
He wants one.
Well, even
He'll
their,
give
even
you
their
one.
even their friends. Because I woke up this morning, the boots are out in the hallway and they weren't. And then the door was open and said, hey, your friends are fucking thieves, where's my fucking boots? And then about 5 seconds later this cat comes, oh, here's your boots, I took them in just for safekeeping, I thought, someone might take them. Thanks very much, mate, good on you.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good.
That's good neighborliness. Yeah, I like that.
That's
Yeah.
stuff, because I gave them.
Then you probably felt bad for...
No, I didn't. No, sweet. I didn't really shout too much, but because they got their iPod stolen, they reckoned or whatever. Anyways.
Oh, really?
Well, what happened was, of course, like every night they leave the bloody bottom door open, and then everybody who's partying downtown thinks they can come in and sort of,
Why do they do that?
because they're drunk and they're fucking whanganaeans and they think they run the whole world.
And they think that's a more secure. They think it's a more secure situation than it is too. Maybe.
They left the door. What you mean? Why do they leave the door open?
Yeah.
They think it's a more. Also because some of them haven't got buzzers, so they can't. They've got to open the door and.
Oh, they're in and out. Yeah. And people move into that place because they want to party. They want to have the downtown party lifestyle.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind fucking the parties. It's just you hear it when there's some big hoods in there, and there's one guy's gay, and there's a whole bunch of nice little girls, and when some big bad fucking motherfuckers from Fargo they come in and don't want them to go. What are you gonna do? You know.
You need to get some steampunkers in there.
That'll freak everyone out. Can't have them having cups of tea in the fucking hallway.
Oh my god!
Where the hell did I come to?
I got little round. No one. Hey, steampunkers. Nobody wore little round sunglasses back then. And then the only guys wearing goggles were guys flying planes and spraying crops with chemicals.
The 13th monkey or 12th monkey or whatever the hell you think you're fucking from. You probably got some kind of brass time machine at home that you play with.
I can't believe... I used to play with guns. I had a little gun holster and a gun, and I would play... They know kids don't do that anymore. I'm sure you did too.
Well... maybe that guy got his gun because one day me and my mate Jared had cap guns, my kids, and we started shooting at them across them.
Yeah.
Pack.
Yeah. Well, his gun is just a big fake.
Like a blunderbuss.
It's a blunderbuss. Yeah, it's just a prop.
I'm not a blunderbuss.
I'm gonna walk around in reality. This is the other thing. It really bothers me. Adults walking around in reality. It's supposed to be real. Okay.
It's supposed to be the truth out there, and you're fucking.
It's not Halloween.
It's Easter.
This is the other thing. Don't let your kids wear their Halloween costume all year, because this is what's going to happen when they get to be 40 and 50.
Jared, he walks around in a dinosaur uniform.
Jared's he's an actor.
He's kooky.
He's kooky. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But it was tax time. Tax time.
Tell your kids not to wear a fucking Blumwell. You stupid Blumwell ghost uniform all year. I see it 7 months out of the year. People wearing ghost uniforms. What's the
Don't wear
here?
that. You're not doing your kid any favor. Oh, he's so cute. just shoot yourself. Don't shoot the kid though. The
Shoot
kid.
with a water pistol or
Yeah.
a fucking plastic blunderbuss.
Oh, if we have any audience left, it's like, oh, I'm so offended.
We're from eating shit as a fool.
What's wrong with my kid wearing his Halloween costume? He's just a kid. Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
you.
Halloween was never even a thing when we were kids because we went from America, dicks.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't even do that on Halloween.
Well, no, you know why? You don't have no Halloween here. Halloween should be coming up. You can't celebrate Halloween in the spring, dude. Halloween is when things are dying. The sun is dead.
I know.
Should
be
I was just talking to my wife about that. I think people in these countries here where they're trying to celebrate these holidays in reverse, how it's fucking up their consciousness. You should be totally flipping the bitch. It's like Easter. This is Halloween. This is not the time to be celebrating fertility.
Well, no, I mean, I tell you what, it's a very highly fertile part of the entire world. That's what sort of Santos was getting on about. I think. No matter what hemisphere you're from, these things are quite pertinent. Of course,
they're just
our seeds don't grow at this time of year, but women get fucking a lot of pregnant this time of the year, and then they also have New Year's babies, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Just the summer babies, you know.
Right.
So it's still an Easter. These Easter cycles that women go through. I mean, it's a fucking month to month thing, mate.
It is month to month, and it's lunar. But yeah, no, human beings are ready to throw down any time. Yeah. But these festivals are tied into the sun, okay, and it's a celebration of the fact that the sun's been reborn in the house of Aries, okay. Sure. Whereas if you're trying to do that down here in the southern hemisphere at the wrong time of year, you've got a disconnect going. You're not. Yeah. You're just even further removed from what reality is. That's what I said to my
kids today. It's not the day the sun died today, guys. It's the pretty much the equinox.
Yeah.
So not really the equinox, so to speak, but it's getting close to the change of the season for us.
Yeah. We live where the sun comes to die. Yeah. That's where we live. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, and also we live where the sun lasts the longest. And that's what Aotearoa is some type of mention. The land of the long lingering light.
Oh, really?
Because in the summer, it's vice versa.
Well, it lasts a lot longer in England.
Yes, because they're higher up in the higher.
They're way high up. Yeah, it's till 10 o'clock at night.
In the winter.
Yeah, right. No, it's really short. Yeah, it is.
And that's why they say dinner at 3. So dinner is at 3 in Britain in the winter.
Today is April 20th. That's 420. Which is an Illuminati significant day, but it also is International Stoner Day. But
true.
Because we're a day in front of those people up in the north, the west, or
wherever they are,
or the east, or whatever. I get confused. And they're in a different part of the globe, and they're gonna have 420 tomorrow.
It's 420 tomorrow.
420, dude. Time to get stoned.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 5 days, and I think the tax time is it's in April here, isn't it? Taxes due?
Well, I don't know. I don't pay taxes.
Yeah, good for you. Anyway, it's April 15th in the States for all of our American listeners, and so you see little bits of tax news going around.
There's each text, and you see what I'm telling you if you see it.
Yeah.
Look, these child-friendly ads here. These little fucking frogs.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking eggs.
Yeah.
What's getting the next group of dickheads to fucking be programmed?
Pay your taxes, kids!
Hey, taxes!
Taxes are cool! They pay for bombs and weapons!
Put your return on, you might get something back. What a lash. Anyways.
Interesting article that I read that said, congratulations on your slavery. You are now working for 1/3 of a year just to pay your taxes. Okay? People don't think of it that way.
Just the first day of your week, folks. 3 days of your week. Well,
1/3, 2.5 days, you're just working to pay for it. And then they're saying in the States, the tax bill's going to be going up. It's got to go up. Because the government's,
can't make money fast enough.
This is the thing. The government's been bankrupt for 150 years.
Right. and
so the bankers basically bought it all out and loaned the government money. But
bankrupt souls.
just something to think about. I mean, so you're working from January to April to pay your tax bill.
Just to live till fucking December.
Yeah, interesting, eh? Oh, did you hear about the Navy making the fuel out of water?
Which Navy?
American Navy.
Oh, yeah,
The
well,
world's Navy.
I'm not,
you know.
No, I'm not from America, but you keep on going with the American news. It's good.
Well, it's not just American news.
Yeah,
It's like
it's the world news.
it's the world news
It's
because
happening in America. It's happening in the world. To the world.
pretty much.
It is. Okay, making a new water.
Well, okay. We're 100 years away from the American military morphing into the world.
Authority.
That is
authority. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you that Americans have no clue what goes on in their name, around the world, and they wouldn't sanction it if they did.
Yeah.
But the American military, the greatest military force ever in existence, okay, is the military arm of the Illuminati. Okay, so I always keep that in mind. But
keep that in mind.
interesting fact, though, is that they've recently figured out a way to make fuel out of ocean water. So that is interesting. By pulling the carbon or whatever
Well,
out.
that's what I expect them to do.
Hydrocarbons.
I used to call it fines from the brine. Me and my mate talking about this 20 years ago. He's dead now, but he told me a lot of things.
Yeah.
He reckoned would. He talked particularly about helium. As in universe-wide helium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of stuff, but also particularly about what you were just referring to before.
Yeah, so they found a way to do it. It's about the same cost for them as gasoline out there. So, but a lot of people think, oh, it's all over. We're oil free of oil, but well, no, it ain't gonna happen.
You need to kill it. You need to kill whales too. Still, all that stuff.
We gotta kill
You
whales.
gotta kill whales. It's very good oil in whales, and also spam. I told you about this interesting show about spam that I saw. This Japanese guy Australian Japanese man going back to Japan and spam recipes, but he didn't actually mention that 30% of his spam is whale. That's what the Japanese fucking use their whales for, guys. Spam.
Spam's not Japanese.
No, but it was Japanese as far as they were.
Pork shoulder.
No, they were re-fed spam when after they were bombed and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They like
spam
it.
was was the only food on the market.
People like
That's
spam. The only people who like spam were people that were forced to eat it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like bully beef.
Yeah.
Aortas.
But I have had one of the most delicious burritos I ever had was a spam burrito, and I don't know what this dude's wife did, but she made that spam sing. It was so good.
Spam sang.
Did you hear about the mysterious black ring in England to move into world news?
A black ring, like a.
It's a giant black ring in the sky. Looked like a smoke ring. They don't know what it was. I'm going to show you a picture of that. You should see it because they don't know what it is. Anyway, so you saw the black ring?
The black ring, yeah, it's very interesting.
Isn't that interesting? Fascinating. What is it? It's like they could write whatever the hell. They don't know what the fuck it is.
It just sits there fucking doing nothing.
That's weird. I think I'm out of topics. Let's see. Internet killing languages. Black ring. The black cube. The hypercube.
The black cube and the hypercube.
God, man, this Pasio has gotten around to, on I think it's podcast 65, and he's pretty much out of symbolism. He's going in. When we started listening to last night, he's actually finally made it to 9/11. He's been threatening to. He went through all the symbolism, and we're kind of snoozing because his first, fork in his approach there is he's got a guy from Philadelphia giving you all the mainstream, how this guy Atta got received a bank payment from the general of Pakistan, 2 weeks before, and all that sort of stuff. Which I know it's an inside job, so I really don't need more information about it. But what Pasio's into and he's working up to is the symbology of the event, and it's pretty fucking awesome.
9/11, 2000.
But I want to show you one thing because I know you'll get there.
9 plus 2 is 11, all that shit. 11, 9 being the number of ego, maybe, or whatever it might be.
What the hell? Where am I? Don't tell me what on earth. I want to show you this thing because this is going to mess with your brain. You've already probably played with it. Where the fuck is it? Black Cube! No! that's not it. Where the fuck is it? I want to show you this octagon with... What the fuck is it? Octagon. Oh, maybe it's on... Oh, God, I got my crap together. I was showing it to Amarangi. What the fuck? Oh, man, I have to do that another time. I can't find it. It's the black... Oh, I know why my problem is. I should be on, like, here when I'm on 100. I'm like his Black Cube. Ancient Mysteries, Modern Masonry. I just want to flash this image by your brain because it's really weird, all the things. Oh, I see. It's on the bottom. Hiram Abiv, last word. It's with the crop circles. Crop circles are cool.
Lovely shapes, amazing.
Yeah.
What they are.
Freemasonry, illuminated degrees, symbolism, all-seeing eye. He ends up, the Black Cube is like one of the last thing he gets into. Hypercube, alright. That's sort of interesting, but 2 boxes, you'll see 2 boxes. You've seen that before. When you see 2 boxes, symbology of 2 boxes are like that. They put it on their police, they put the octagon on the top of the cop's head. They've got the square going this way and the other square flipped that way. 8-sided star. That's their symbol. So what this symbolizes is a box inside the box. They're in a box. And the only way they can control us is by putting us in a smaller box. They know they're in a box. Right? They don't like natural law. They're in rebellion against it. Right? And they're miserable, unhappy fuckers. And misery loves company. That's a truism. Yeah, this isn't the one I wanted to show you, though. I know you've seen that before. That's trippy enough. That one's also trippy.
Same again.
Same. That's the one I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
That fucking messes with my mind. First of all, you can see the Rosicrucian cross.
I've done that one.
I bet, man. And then
I've done
you
that.
see the octagon on the outside, octagon on the inside.
Yeah.
And then you see all these perspective cubes.
Then there's two cubes that are interlinked that way.
Right.
Cube side onto a cube, and there's a stop sign.
Right. And then you got the pyramid.
And you've got 4 pyramids. Yeah, 4
pyramids missing the
top.
capstone.
Yeah, missing the capstones. True.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's one of their big symbols too.
Yeah, actually, they're sort of missing it. No, they're not missing the. This is sort of a.
Well, there they are. If you.
No, they've got a capstone. They've got.
I mean, you can look at it that way. You can look at that as minus the capstone right there.
Well, if you want to, but it's not even on the capstone. It's to the edge. The center of the pyramid is the center.
In fact, I think you can see it without the capstone. Oh, anyway, I look at that. I see so much stuff. It's like such a trip. It's such a trippy
so we
shape.
should do because we've got a multi-dimensional mind. If I can just decides to pick.
Right, and that's a 4-dimensional. That's a two-dimensional representation of a 4-dimensional shape.
Okay.
Is what that is. So that's why it plays with our minds so great. But they'll sum it all up with the just the straight up octagon, which isn't tying it all. There it is.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking to this young fella the other day. I said they don't have you wouldn't see a stop sign that would be a round circle and green, would you? Oh no.
No.
Never.
You would never ever no. That's why I put my little red. Oh, and some little whatever flying by my sign yesterday. I wanted to chase her down. I did. I wanted to track her down.
Was that a copper you're talking about?
Oh, it's one of these stupid. Look at that.
Okay, yeah. So that's that other part of it. Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just another way of looking at it. Look at these fools.
Nice cops. Nice New Zealand cops.
They look like children, don't they? They are.
They are.
Children.
One guy's the frowny dad, and one guy's.
Where is it? Oh yeah, it's on the outside, right?
It's also the outside, but it's also that cross of the cross of the old thing in the middle was pretty big.
You've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to lay that on you.
No, well, see, that's
I know you played with that shape. I know you played with all the geometric shapes, and then of course they do the cage fighting in the octagon.
Look at the Dunedin. It's got the octagon.
Does it?
The centre of it. Now, to speak of that, I was looking at the Washington map of Washington and how the plan of the city is fucking totally blooming well ley lined and gridded up and
You gotta zoom out.
and then you get on to then I went on to this other sacred geometry, how they used to break up paintings and break up pictures and it's got variants of the same angular shit. Then reading about the Washington Monument, 555 feet 5 1/8 inches.
But there's 32 feet or something like below ground, adding up to 666 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Passio's gonna go breaking through all that shit.
Because it took
And he
ages to
spent-
build too.
Yeah.
And it's got a steel well in the middle.
He spends on Washington D.C. He spends an hour and a half, and
Okay,
he keeps
that'd be
zooming
very
out. It'll be great. You'll have to
Because I was
come in
looking
here
at
and
this
listen
map
to it.
and the other day, and I spent half an hour looking at it.
It's insane. Let's see if I can just run the pictures by you, because in architecture, here we go.
Yeah, all architecture, of course, but you see, that's the sacred geometry goes onwards. But it's also it's not so much sacred. It's like it's this fucking it's a cell. There's cells going on. It's cellular.
That's so sweet. All
So
right.
that was an interesting interlude in the podcast.
Yeah,
there, folks.
podcast.
That's how
No, I'll be cutting that shit out. Yeah, for sure. I'll call that podcast.
It's France. Is it the Arc de Triomphe?
Oh yeah, 12.
12, yeah.
Roads coming out.
Yeah.
That's the Arc de Triomphe, but he's gonna get into Washington D.C. That is their glass
That's
pyramid.
the
There's
Louvre.
666 panes of glass.
Is it?
And then below, I've been there, and I didn't walk under the pyramid. I went in through the other entrance, actually.
You
There's
see,
a-
666 is a holy number. It's nothing bad to do.
not a holy number. It's the number of the
building.
beast.
It was a building number. It was a building. I'll bring in the book that I've got. It was actually used as a function in a formula.
Right, no doubt. No, it's a
1.66666.
it's a mystical number.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's an evil number, but that number 777 is the number for God. 666 is the number for the ego. 666 is the number for man, for the identified egoic state of man.
Yeah, we see
This-
all the gematria stuff's fine and dandy, but
Oh, it is great. No, you're going to have a different view of gematria.
I know, but well,
Yeah.
even that book that I was talking about last podcast.
Giant penis.
Yeah, of course. They call it, have you heard the song? Pioneer of aerodynamics, little Eiffel, little Eiffel. They thought big, then they called it a phallus, little Eiffel.
My wife had
Pixies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a little
With
Eiffel.
another penis. And the thing is that this is Osiris's cock,
Yeah.
and the sky is the feminine.
Yeah.
So it's fucking the sky.
And there's a big ovary down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
This
cute.
is
It's also
St. Peter's Square, which isn't a square; it's an oval.
Look, it's also a trapezium. That width compared to that width is different.
Right.
I was looking at a picture of that too. It's also a clock.
Right.
It's a clock, and that's really what they used those menhirs for.
Anyway, they're going to get into Washington D.C. here.
It wasn't actually that book that I got the other day about the secrets. Okay.
These three have a lot in common because these are all cities that are inside a country that are completely.
And they call it the crown.
City of London is got nothing to do with England. It's its own
part
zone.
of it, yeah.
Same with Washington D.C. Same with Vatican City, and they all have
Also
these giants.
Moscow, I think, isn't it?
This
too?
is no. These are the three.
Moscow's part of the actual crown and might not have any of the
Those
pillars.
guys are second stringers, man.
Yeah, it's not about the people. It's about the land.
That's in Philadelphia,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is also another one of these cities constructed completely Masonic.
That's the old time religion, man.
This is Zodiac. It's in
Yep.
Philadelphia, which is where Passio's from. But at the end of this, you'll get into I want to show you the zoom out in Washington D.C. There's the Pentagon,
Yeah.
which is of course that shape on the inside of the inverted pentagram,
Yes. Yes.
and
it's-
where that's pointing.
And you see it, yeah, in the bloody map. It's fucking like, you got the bloody, and you got Washington. The Washington is the reflection pools. There's the thing, and there goes the main Washington house, and then it's over the bloody river here is the Pentagon.
Yeah, and they're totally
Over the
into the
Potomac.
reflecting pools too. The reflecting pools
Yep.
are totally significant. And by the way, the shadow of the
This
what's
goes
that
that way.
Washington Monument, the shadow of it just barely touches the Oval Office.
Of course.
The penis.
So it should.
touches the
At the solstice,
oval,
at the
right?
summer solstice, probably.
Yeah,
Like I imagine it would do.
yeah, right.
It would have to be. You don't build a
that
fucking big giant cock unless it's going to do.
Well,
that
that's
whole
going to be
thing.
the longest shadow of the day, right? Of the year. Okay, so this is
That's it.
the upside down pentagram.
Yes,
and he says when they break it like that, he says that's totally significant. That means something. Okay, that has a real.
It's also those are main fucking really
he's
main angular
It
shit
goes
too.
on and on here. He's drawn. This is the White House, I believe.
Yep.
He's circled there.
Yep.
Or maybe it's the Capitol building, which is also a breast, right?
Okay.
And it's a feminine. There he goes.
Yeah, it's just
But it's broken.
It's missing
He
a
says
grip.
that's significant. He
Yes.
says people try and debunk this because that's
Because it's
not
not there.
close. But he says
But then
that's
you look
totally
across the river and all the bloody stuff that sort of continues over. It's a fucking bigger thing than
Well,
really
this is the zoom out I want to show you. So
Yeah.
here's a shadow of that thing. I don't remember. Oh, this is this big, and these are all on these ley lines too, by the way. So they all
of course,
link
well,
up.
they're actually probably old burial grounds and things
All
like
right.
that. Murder
So
grounds.
here's the Washington Monument, and here
yes,
is the Capitol building.
Yes.
Okay, and then he's going to zoom out. When you won't believe the zoom out, it's like there's that owl. You've seen the owl before. It's a giant penis
Yes.
here. And they even have the roads like two testicles.
Yeah, interesting.
And then here's the circle. That's the IO,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Which one of our artists here at the Quarry is telling me
01.
Io is the god of
Io.
the Maori. Io, yeah.
Ew.
You already know his story with the Fashai. He's the
Oh, yeah,
king.
I've never seen a fair shot there before.
They're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that before last time. Look, cool spot
Yeah.
tip. But
Now, in fact, one hand closed, one hand open. It's all got significance. He's the king. He represents. It's not Lincoln per se. He just represents their kingship.
The Donald.
This is a fascinating bit of
there's
art.
another fair shot.
That's in
With
Philadelphia.
5 stars.
And the eagle. The
and it's got
eagles
the
are-
sig, and it's all got the sig, the lightning.
Their eagles are a big symbol. And by the way, when you look at this dollar,
And which way is he
this
facing?
is something Tazarian got into, not Passio. The eagle is them. The shield is the U.S.
Yes.
The U.S. is their shield. So all the hate that goes directed to the U.S. that's being caused by the Illuminati, that's their shield. Okay, that's what I mean with this military arm bullshit. Anyway, that's
What a
it.
nice carving.
This
see,
is great
see how
art.
muscly the eagle looks.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It almost looks
Look
like
at
a man.
the SS symbol here. Do you see that?
Yeah, so I said the sig symbol.
Yeah.
Sig. But that almost looks like a man's shoulders as well.
It took me a while to recognize what it was.
And which way is he facing? Left or right? Right.
Don't know.
Well, he's facing the same way as this eagle is, isn't he?
He's getting into Philadelphia.
Oh, that's
Here,
right.
that's his owl building.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah, I can see the owls, yeah.
I want to get to Washington D.C. before
What's
we
Twin
wrap
Tower?
up here. Yeah, there's our two owl buildings.
Oh, yeah. Got the ears on top.
There's the owl in
Yeah.
Washington, and the Capitol
See the
building
owl there, yeah.
with the feminine principle is completely in the belly of the owl. Okay.
It's almost dove-like, too. It's bat-like, dove-like, and fucking everything.
Well,
else.
no, the dove would be.
Actually, it is that. It's
The
that shape.
dove, the dove is Columbine. She's on the top of that building there. So dove, eagle, no, the same.
thing. No.
Hmm? Huh?
There goes
Could be.
the tail. There goes the left and the right. It's, yeah. This
Okay.
and this
So
is
he's going to
interesting
zoom out here.
thing. Okay.
He's got the wings in there. He's really proud of that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So that's the owl or the dove.
But the owl, it seems out. Down below is a pyramid missing its capstone. Okay, and then below that,
Yeah, see, that's an interesting thing because you see, on this book, you could see part of it, but it's totally obscured. The other part was obscured.
Yeah.
And it goes Star of David. And just look at the way the fucking triangles just keep on going.
it's good, right? No, it's just coming off the eagle.
It's a it's
So on
very-
top of the eagle is the Star of David. Below is a pyramid missing its capstone,
Fucking hell.
and they just keep going.
Yes. Okay. They're all fucking.
Here's
yeah.
the Pentagon.
Yeah. There goes the pentagram.
Yeah, and then he got into what that was. I forget that, but very interesting.
Potato.
Oh, that's the last one too, which is like a snake actually.
see all these other
Here's a penis down there.
the big parallel lines. It's all sort of got these interesting parallelisms too. But of course, it would. It's a city. But
The one thing that Tazarian touches on so many things.
it's just
but one-
interesting, also just to interrupt you. Interesting
Yeah.
the serendipitous shit that I'm a couple of days ago I'm looking at and I'm seeing these fucking things and.
I was
and of
probably
course
listening
people
to
say-
this at the same time.
No, I wasn't listening to that.
No, I
Oh,
was.
you was. You was
Yeah.
probably too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a few days ago we
Yeah.
were listening to that.
That Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
But one of the things that Tazarian touches on is like, okay, he claims that this John Dee, you've heard of John Dee? He was a sorcerer, but also the very first spy. He was the first 007.
Yeah.
Okay, he was the Queen Victoria's #1 dude for the occult. And John Dee is the inventor of Enochian magic and was he was a lot of things, okay? However, they claimed that he had contacted something called the Macrons, or the Archons, the macro. Like, we look at something smaller, these things are bigger. And with the Stargate thing, one of their challenges is trying to get off the planet. They totally feel trapped here because they are being trapped here, so they can't wreak their evil elsewhere in the universe. And so we're stuck with them, apparently. These are all just concepts I entertain, by the way.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean,
But I think there's something to this. Anyway, this John Dee. So they have a mission to get off planet, to get out.
Out of
Okay,
this paradigm.
right. And he's contacted these macrons or macros or whatever you want to call them, and they have provided a lot of information about things that can be done. But there's a price that needs to be paid to them. And that's a price in blood. That's a price in... Now, if somebody just gets killed, that energy goes nowhere, okay? However, if they're killed ritually, like, say they've got an octagon on their head, or one of these other, like, there's all these symbols that the soldiers have on them. The oak leaves, the acorns... all this stuff, they think it's just...
Kirkus.
They don't even know what this
Goes
stuff
way back
means.
to the old times, the old Kirkus, mate.
It's ancient, yeah. You have an oak leaf on the Nazi and an oak leaf on the American, you know? But when you're killed with this symbology underneath there, that's a ritual killing. That's no different than marching up to the top of the pyramid and having your heart ripped out of your chest.
Yeah,
That's a sacrifice.
You're marked for sacrifice. Almost.
That's right. Now, getting to my point, which touches directly on this Washington, D.C. stuff.
Okay.
When you put people in cities full of all these symbols and locked in these grids,
Ready for
ready for the ritual sacrifice.
Sacrifice. All your life is ritual sacrifice.
And what are they doing? They're herding us all into the cities, right? And there's a reason for that. And
take you out.
yeah.
Kill you ritually.
Anyway, I guess we'll end. Do you have an uplifting thought to end our podcast today, Joe?
It was a song. It was a Black Sabbath song. Children of the Grave.
Oh, do you want me to put that on the end?
I
will.
will. Children of, for you, was it show them all that love is still alive. You must be brave. All you children of today are children of the grave. Yeah.
Yeah.